Hi Modern Marketing Spark Facebookers, I hope you're well. It's half term here in the UK, so a lot of people are away I think, but so I thought we'd have a bit of fun today, and I'm going to share some Facebook Live tips and tricks. I was looking back, I did a lot on Facebook Live, it seems like not very long ago, and actually I look back it was November. So probably time to revisit. So I'm going to share with you today. So for example, if you look at this, this is my How to Shine Online coaching program roadmap. You'll notice it's back to front. Now that's really bugged me for ages. And I found out actually, thanks to Amanda Ruiz and I think Chris Packman in another Facebook group, how you can actually flip things around the right way. So it's amazing, these ninja tricks that you pick up. Also want to share with you 3 secrets to having a really fantastic Facebook Live, and also how you can build your list with Facebook Live and how you can monetize your Facebook Live. So I'm actually demoing some of those things as I'm speaking with you, so it might sound like just completely random chat, but I can assure you there is a method to my madness. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Do say hello when you come on if you're watching live, because I'd love to say hello. And it's really funny actually, after last week's, we talked about lead magnet promotion last week, after last week's Q&A, I had lots of people coming into the comments and saying hello, hello, and of course that was a replay. So it's good to know that the effect of the Facebook Live continues long after you've actually finished. But of course you can only interact if you're here live. So if you have got Q&A, best thing is to come live. It's always 2:30 GMT UK time on a Tuesday. Just live streaming. Oh, oh, excuse me, I'm sneezing now. Oh my gosh, don't want that happening in the middle of a Facebook Live. You can't really plan for that, can you? So, and I'd love this to be interactive, so please do bring your Q&A. So let's jump in. I'm going to start with some fun little tips and tricks. So when you're within your Facebook Live, there's a little pencil icon which takes you into the settings. So I'm just going to change my colours. I'm going to see if I can make myself, there's been a lot of talk about turquoise today on one of our local Facebook groups. Can you see that? So so what shall I write? I'm going to have to do this way. Hello. In a lovely blue, what do you think? So let's clear that. Or I could have a nice pink colour and say, do you know what? It's Valentine's Day today. There we are. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And put some nice colours there. Looks like it's coming out of my head, doesn't it? So quite fun doing that. And then I'm just clicking on the little pencil icon here. So I can actually, I can make myself go green. How about that? So this is Cassie the Incredible Hulk. I can make myself red. So I can go from green to red. Oh, kind of black and white. It's probably a bit more flattering, isn't it? Black and white. Pop. I don't know what pop does. And that's no filter. And to me it looks slightly washed out, but maybe, I don't know how that looks from your side. So let's have a look. So I'm just having a bit of fun with some lines here. So you've got the drawing palette there. Now what I'm trying to do is get to this clever little comment, clever little tool that's going to allow me to flip the piece of paper around. No, it's not letting me do it at the moment. No, okay, so when you are within your Facebook Live, there's a little pencil icon, and when you click on it, it should open up a toolbox, and within the toolbox you've got a little icon that looks like a little circle coggy type of thing. If you click on that, it will take your back to front picture and it actually rotates it round so that it comes up the right way. So I'm not able to demo that at the moment, I'm afraid, which is a real shame. Oh, hi, let me know who's watching so I can say hello. And do ask your questions. I'd love to have your questions. Yeah, it's not playing nicely with me at the moment. So I'm going to have to leave it there. So I've got on mine a toolbox and colours. I wanted to have a bit of fun. There, it's just letting me draw, but I didn't really want to do that. So let's get rid of that and just go back to... Okay, so let's jump into the Facebook Live tips. That's enough messing around. So I thought I'd just do some Valentine hearts for you. So why use Facebook Live? Now, some of you who've been on my webinars before or are in the Modern Marketing Club, my Facebook group, will know some of the amazing results you get with Facebook Live. And I was actually putting together a new lead magnet, which you'll see shortly because I'll be promoting it everywhere. And I was having a look at some of the stats. I'm putting together a lead magnet, which is my best client attraction Facebook posts. So I was going through and having a look to see which of my posts have been most successful, have had the most traction, have had the most conversion, and attracted the most new clients. And it was really, really interesting just going through that process and seeing the numbers. Now, I've got 5,500 fans on my Facebook page, on this page here. Different levels of engagement, as you know. The more active you are, the more engagement you have. The more engagement you have, the more Facebook shows your posts to your fans. Also, if you're advertising, that boosts your traction. But what happens is when you run Facebook Live, because Facebook wants you to be live streaming more often, and it's doing everything it can to get more people to watch your live stream and to watch the replay, you'll actually get, it's something like the magnitude of 10 to 50 times the engagement from a Facebook Live than you will from posts. If I'd written a nice little blog post of my top tips for Facebook Live, and actually I have got a blog post on top tips for running a Facebook Live, you know, I might get 50, 100, 200, 300 people out of my 5,500 who engage with that post or see it, even because then it's, you know, less than 3% of your fans will see what you're posting at any given time. But with a Facebook Live, all of a sudden you're reaching, I mean, for me it's between sort of 600 to 700 to 1,000 people with the same post, and that's without doing a lot of engagement buzz generating beforehand. So that you can go from a page that's not really doing very much to all of a sudden you're getting 600, 700, 800, 1,000 people. So if you think about the difference on mine, so let's say if I promote a blog post, even if I use my best copywriting and my best images and my best compelling copy, let's say for example 150 to 200 people might see that post, or maybe 300. If I share the same content via Facebook Live, all of a sudden I'm getting 800, 900, 1,000 people seeing that same content. Now that's, you know, and that's consistently as well. So it's just a no-brainer. And of course, the more Facebook Lives you do, the more confident you get, the more structure you have, the better results you get. And if you run your Facebook Lives consistently, you also build up a following. So it works, it works, it works. I don't know what else to say other than just try it because it works. Now I ran a Facebook Live challenge in the Modern Marketing Club, my Facebook group, which was really, so many people popped their Facebook Live cherry, as it were. So I'm probably going to run that again. So if you'd like to take part in a Facebook Live challenge, come and join the Modern Marketing Club Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/Modern Marketing Club. And I'll let you know when the next challenges be. It'll probably be in the next couple of weeks. So 3 components to a Facebook Live. There's only 3 things you need, but it's really worth having these 3 things in place before you get started. First one is a headline, really strong headline. And what you want to show with the headline, think of the headline as your think of it as it's like a subject line for your email, or the compelling sort of question, if you like, for your sales page, or the type of headline or title you'd use for promoting a social media post or a blog post or a LinkedIn Pulse post. But you've got a hook in there, and it might be a question, or it might be something that arouses curiosity. But you need a headline that's talking about a promise that you're making to either solve a problem or help people to achieve something that they want to achieve, get rid of a frustration, or achieve a want or an aspiration. But a headline that's going to make people think, oh, that sounds really exciting, I want to come along to that. Second thing is your content. So ideally a Facebook Live should be about 20 minutes. So it's a hi there, I can see some people tuning in. It's an interesting one on length of time, because obviously when you're looking at videos, when you're making videos for social media, you want to keep them really short, and people tend to watch for 9, 12, 15 seconds, and here you are on a Facebook Live talking for 20 minutes, and yet you can't give the same amount of content as you can, say, on an hour-long webinar where you're actually doing quite in-depth training. But it's a lot different than your little 60-second little tip boost, bursts of useful tips on social media. So it falls in between the two, and I haven't quite decided in my mind if that's a good thing or not. But the reason that 20 minutes is recommended for a Facebook Live is because while you're live streaming, Facebook is actually actively out there looking for people to come and watch it. It's actually going out and notifying people in your audience and people they think would be interested in what you're talking about that you're live on air. And of course, Facebook's really vested in getting you, hi there, more people are joining. Let me know who you are in the comments, just say hello and I can say hi back to you, and you can ask your questions in a second. So Facebook's really vested in getting you viewers. So that's why you don't want to come onto Facebook Live just for 60 seconds, because you come on, you share your amazing wisdom and you're gone, and Facebook hasn't had time to go and rustle up lots of viewers. Now, one of my blog posts on mmspark.com/blog on my website actually talks about how you promote your Facebook Live, and you promote it in the same way you promote a live workshop, a webinar, a Facebook event. You obviously want to promote it as much as possible, make it really easy for people to find and build that buzz. But Facebook's going to help you to get viewers for your Facebook Live. So they really are sort of there behind you, backing you up, trying to help you get viewers. So of our 3 tips, number 1 is to have a really strong and compelling headline. Number 2 is your content. So you want to have about 15 to 20 minutes of content. Now, I'd prefer to have less content and more Q&A, but as I'm building up my Facebook Live, people haven't got used to where I am, and I've managed to confuse my market in a really good way. So don't do what I've done, which is I started streaming in my Facebook group, the Modern Marketing Club, because that's where my community is most active and that's where people are hanging out. So I thought I'll live stream in my Modern Marketing Club, and it was great because lots of people came, there was lots of engagement. And then I realised there was a big problem, and the big problem with live streaming within a closed group is you can't share the video afterwards, and you can't easily download the embed code so you can put it on your website, and you can't put it into other groups. Big problem. So that's why I live stream through my Facebook page, because then I can take the replay and put it on my website and use it in my blog. I can edit it if I need to, and I can share with all the different groups. So do have to be aware of that. So that's your content piece. And then tip number 3 is you do need a strong call to action. So you may have noticed that I've talked a lot in this Facebook Live about my Facebook group, the Modern Marketing Club. So that's been my call to action. I want you, if you're not a member of the Modern Marketing Club, to come and join, because I've offered you an incentive, haven't I? I've said there's going to be a Facebook Live challenge. And I've also told you about some of the things that we do in the Modern Marketing Club. Now, another call to action that's very popular and something that I definitely recommend, I haven't done it this time, but I usually do it on my live streams, is to offer some sort of an opt-in. So you want to offer the best things really is something that's a bit like a lead magnet, something very quick and easy to digest. So a checklist or a cheat sheet or some sort of a one-page download that people can download and print off or download and fill out. So for example, if I was just doing today 10 tips for, you know, making money from Facebook Live, I probably would put together a 10-step checklist and say, here's the list, go to this link and download the list. So last week I was talking about how to organize your social media, and I was offering a social media action planner. So throughout the Facebook Live, I was reading out verbally and typing in the link to download the social media action planner. So that works really, really well. So depending on your topic, depending on your promise that you're making in the headline of your Facebook Live, put together a cheat sheet or a checklist or some sort of a worksheet that you can send people to. And of course, they have to give you their email address to get the worksheet, and then they're on your mailing list, and then you can communicate with them through your mailing list. The other tip that I would give you, and I've been doing this in this Facebook Live, it's called seeding. And seeding is when you talk about things that either they're maybe courses or programs that you're selling, or offers that you're making, or the next step call to action that you want people to take is you want to mention them throughout your Facebook Live. So don't make the classic webinar mistake, which is, you know, you teach, give all this loads of information, and then suddenly at the end you go into like major selling mode, because that's a real turn off. So rather than teach, sell, which is that's such a classic sort of webinar mistake, and I've seen some people doing that in Facebook Lives as well. What you want to do is, as you're sharing information, you want to be seeding, you want to be mentioning either the next step for people to take or a program that you offer. So I've mentioned in this Facebook Live my coaching program, howtoshineonline.biz, and I've mentioned a number of times my Facebook group, Modern Marketing Club. And I'd be really happy if my Facebook Lives generated new members for the Modern Marketing Club, because that's the very natural next step. I'm not sitting here talking to people I don't know saying, come and invest in my coaching program. That's a step too far if you haven't built know, like and trust. But if I'm talking to you and you've never seen me before and we haven't met before, and you like how I'm teaching and starting to feel like I've got a bit of rapport because maybe there's some comments and questions, the next very comfortable step is for you to join my Facebook group and we get to know each other better there. So have a think about imagine it's like a dance. This is the first step of the dance. What is it you want people to do next? What's the next step that you want people to take with you? Now, you can monetize your Facebook Live when you've got a big audience, and when you've got an active, engaged audience. Yeah, absolutely, you can offer your programs and classes, and depending on price points and how well you've built your online community, you absolutely can sell from a Facebook Live. I know a lot of people do that really, really successfully. So if you've got something to sell, you've got a good offer, you've got a good promise, that's a fantastic way to monetize your Facebook Lives. Are there any questions on anything I've covered so far? I know I'm giving lots and lots of different tips here. Any questions? And hi, brilliant to have you here. Welcome, welcome. So just type in the comment box. Let me know who's listening, who's watching, so I can say hello to you. And please do ask any questions, either about Facebook Live or how you structure your offer or your promise. And these are all things that we cover in the coaching program. We look at mapping your avatar, so knowing exactly who you're marketing to, how to write compelling copy for those people based on their trigger points, if you like, and then putting together your marketing system. So, okay, these are the different steps. How do you talk to people to take them from step A to step B? What's the end of that process? And we actually go through that whole process with putting all the pieces together. So it's great fun. I'm absolutely loving the coaching program. People are getting great results from it. The other thing I want to say about Facebook Live is it's a fantastic way to build your mailing list. And as I mentioned, if you want to build your mailing list, a couple of things you can do. One is you can build your mailing list even before the Facebook Live by offering people some sort of a checklist or a worksheet to sign up for. You can do that actually during the call as well. You can give a call to action to people to sign up, and then you can do it afterwards as well. So what you need to do in that case is to put the link that you talk about in your Facebook Live into your description, or sometimes what I've been doing is I've been transcribing my Facebook Lives and putting the video replay and the transcription onto my blog, and then you can actually in there put your links to your freebies in the blog as well. So you can actually build your mailing list before the Facebook Live, during the Facebook Live, and after the Facebook Live. So it's quite a good opportunity with Facebook Live, especially because you're getting in front of so many people. And don't forget, even if you don't have many people live on the call with you, the reach of your post and the number of people who are going to see the replay afterwards is really, really high. So, I mean, for my Facebook Live, this is quite a sort of a fun general one today. Mine are usually sort of much more specific, I suppose. As I say, I'm reaching probably 1,000 people out of my 5,500 on my Facebook page. So that's 1 in 5, which when people say Facebook pages are dead and engagement's dead unless you pay, this is a fantastic way to get that engagement and traction with a Facebook page completely for free. You just have to get in front of your camera, not be afraid to make an ass of yourself, you know, and have a bit of a plan and just have those 3 things: your headline, your content, and your call to action, and some way of building your list. So any questions before we wrap up? And as I say, I'll put the replay, it'll be on my blog, and it'll also be in the Modern Marketing Club, and probably might use it in some other groups as well. So any questions before we finish today? It's very quiet today. Everyone's away for half term, I think. And just while I see whether there's any questions, I've got a couple of guest speakers coming up for the next couple of weeks. So next Tuesday, I've got Amanda Ruiz, who's a PR expert. She's an amazing lady doing fantastically well, and she will show you how to get visible in the press. So Amanda's a PR expert. She's going to show you how to get visible with the press and the media and share some great tips. And we're going to try and do some clever things. I'm going to try to start the live stream and get her actually on the call, but with me in a little box in the corner. So that's going to be fun. We'll see whether that works or not. And then the week after, I've got Neil Ben, who is a video marketing expert, and Neil's going to show us how to improve Facebook Live. So I've told him he can completely rip me apart if he wants to, or he can just give some more general tips. But Neil's going to talk about how you position your camera. He's going to talk about lighting, how you set your lighting so that you've got the best, most flattering lighting. And I don't know about you, but if I can look better on camera and have less wrinkles, just with a bit of, having lights in the right place, I'm all up for that. So Neil has also got some really useful scripts. He knows how to put together a 60-second script to really sell yourself with social proof in your videos. So that's going to be a really interesting session. So that's the 28th of February. So it's always at 2:30 UK time on a Tuesday. So we've got Amanda Ruiz with Get Visible in the Press. That's next Tuesday. And then the following Tuesday, we've got Neil Ben sharing his video marketing secrets. So really excited to have 2 really high caliber guest speakers. Oh, hi, Caroline. Caroline's here. So Caroline's asking, how do you actually go live? Okay, so what you need to do, I'm on my Samsung Galaxy Android phone. I've gone into my Facebook page app on my phone and gone into post as if I'm going to post a status update. And you'll see when you go into post on your mobile, there's an option that says go live. On mine, it's got a little red video camera, and you click on that, you type in your headline, your carefully thought out headline, and then you just click on go live, and ta-da, you're live on air. So all I can say, Caroline, is give it a go. If you just randomly go on air, probably you're not going to have anybody there, so It's not as if millions of people are going to be looking at you to start with. So just go live, give it a go. If you want a nice friendly environment, you can go live in the Modern Marketing Club. Even if we're not running a challenge, you're welcome to come in. And what I love people to do in the Modern Marketing Club, my Facebook group, is to come and do a live stream introduction. So just come into the club, introduce yourself, just 30, 60 seconds, say who you are, what you do. And I know you've got a fantastic business, Wedding Dogs. So you could come and introduce us to your business and talk to us about Wedding Dogs. So even just for 30, 60 seconds, just give it a go. Worst case scenario, you can delete it afterwards. So if you really think it looks dreadful, or it all goes horribly wrong, you can delete your live stream afterwards. So I hope that's been helpful. I'm going to end there, and any questions, come and see me in the Modern Marketing Club. I'm happy to sort of carry on the conversation there. All right, take care. Bye.